Hi, my name is May Palakpak, creator of Fully Housewife, The Wiser Years. Welcome to my homeschool podcast. In this podcast, my husband Jay and I will be talking about our lifestyle and our journey as a homeschooling family here in the Philippines. We will be talking about what we do and what we do not do, and how we raise and educate our 3 children who happen to be creatives and artists. We will be talking about our wins, our losses, and our mistakes, and we will also be talking to other seasoned homeschooling families to give you a better picture, so other homeschooling families can figure out and customize their homeschool journeys based on all of our experiences. Catch us weekly on Fully Housewife, The Wiser Years Homeschool Podcast. Hello everyone, welcome to Fully Housewife, The Wiser Years Homeschool Podcast. Today I have a very exciting guest. Her name is Joey Tayaban. I've only been observing and following Joey in our homeschooling groups, and I've been really impressed with her journey, especially on the area of finances and how she has been teaching her children on finance management. And now, just to give you a brief background on Joey, she holds bachelor degrees in business management at St. Paul College and law in St. Louis University. Okay, she's trained to be a licensed U.S. stockbroker under E-Trade Financial. She has been speaking locally and internationally. She's been invited to many Filipino communities abroad to speak about finance management and investments and stocks. So yun yung magandang pakinggan today kasi her children are also into that. Hello, Joey. Welcome to the Homeschool Podcast. Why don't you add to what I've said to introduce yourself better?
Hi, good morning. I'm Joey. I'm unit manager in Sun Life of Canada, managing a team of financial advisors. My husband Jesse, he's also a financial advisor under my team, and our eldest son, who is 21 now, is also in my team. So it's like a family business, this Sun Life career that we have. So we have 5 children, and we all homeschooled them from the start, except for Kuya JJ, who reached grade 3 in traditional school. So just a brief background on how we started homeschooling. So our family lived in Canada for 6 years, and JJ was 10 months old then when we went there. And 3 of our children were born in Canada. And Jamie, the youngest, was born here when we came back. So JJ, our eldest, was the only one who had formal education from kinder to grade 2. And here, I think he reached until grade 3. So the reason why we explored homeschooling then was because we felt sorry for JJ, who was the first to be picked up by the service at 6 a.m. and then the last one to be dropped off at 6 p.m. So, and ano pa yan, he still had assignments, and so it was, I think it was too stressful for him, and he wasn't really enjoying it, unlike in Canada when he had much lighter school schedule. And there, he was consistent also as a honor student. Dito, because of the Filipino subjects, they were bringing his grades down, so he couldn't qualify, and that's why we decided homeschool na lang namin siya. Yun yung background ng homeschooling journey.
But the rest of them were homeschooled all throughout?
Yeah, lahat na.
Because of your experience with JJ?
JJ lang talaga nagkaroon ng traditional formal education.
So he is your eldest?
Yes. He's 21
now. Usually talagang the turning point happens on the first child. So you mentioned something about unnecessary requirements in one of the posts that I read. And can you tell us a little bit on that? And what was the actual turning point, aside from, having to leave the house at 6 o'clock in the morning? I mean, what was the real turning point that made you decide to homeschool your children?
Okay, well, the first homeschooling group that we joined was Catholic Filipino Academy, yung kay Brother Bo Sanchez.
Yes.
At that time, it was okay. However, it was also during that time kasi na I was getting busier with my work, and yung nature ng work ko included travels, meeting with clients, and since we didn't have any helper, we would always bring our kids with us, and there came a point when it's getting more and more difficult to manage our schedules and school requirements. Sa DepEd kasi parang they needed to do periodic testing.
Diba?
Yun yung mga homeschool providers, they're connected with DepEd. So, may mga deadlines yan. So, there were times na pipilitin ko na lang si JJ na tapusin na niya yung assignment niya. But since bata pa siya, so mga 8 years old, mga ganun lang. Pag-iiyakan kami, magsisigawan kami. So,
That's
inala
right.
lang namin yung school sa bahay. And that wasn't wanted, diba? So, we took the risk na lang to do it ourselves even without any provider. So, ano naman, ang ginawa namin was to join a lot of home groups for guidance
Okay.
and tips. So, yun.
Okay. So
Kaya,
you have like mentors.
well, hindi mo masabing mentors, pero I was following lahat ng mga sinasabi dun sa homeschooling group. So, ang ginawa namin kasi mostly activities eh. So, since wala na kaming provider, nothing against CFA, pero talaga it was conflict in schedules lang talaga sa amin. And we felt na hindi kakayanin nung schedule ko sa work yung pag-homeschool ni JJ kung may mga periodic testing, may mga deadlines, ang hirap. Gusto ko talagang freewheeling lang. Anyway, ang nangyari dun sa mga homeschool groups, binabantayan ko yung mga sinasuggest nilang activities. That's where we would really focus on yung mga activities nila outside of school. So, para rin sila may mga classmates kasi may swimming, may sports. We were part of the flying school bus, if you know the case. So, yun, mga every Wednesday yun. So, the entire Wednesday, allotted kami dun sa activities dun sa flying school bus and yung mga outing, what do you call that? Field trips.
Field trips, yeah.
Join kami. So, yun ang naging homeschool activities namin.
Does flying school bus still exist?
Yeah.
Oh, kasi I've been looking at it before and hindi kasi magtugma talaga sa kasi weekenders sa mga anak ko, they're busy on weekends. So they weren't able to join the flying
Wednesday
school.
Sila, usually Wednesday.
Okay. Was your husband in the same page as you when you decided to get out of the provider?
Yeah. From the very start, kasi I believe that it's a major decision that both husband and wife should discuss in detail.
Yes, that's right.
Kasi it entails a lot of sacrifices and challenges in bashing, not just from friends, but mostly from your close family and relatives.
So, yes, that's true.
Isa lang, tapos yung husband mo, hindi mo pakakampi. It's gonna be hard. So kami naman, ever since, we're always parang agreeing on very important decisions in our marriage.
Since you mentioned about the bashing, I'd like to know, how were you able to deal with that? How did you handle those naysayers?
Okay, so there was an instance in 2010 na I had miscarriage. And I think that was the turning point for me. Kasi CS lahat, yung mga kids.
Okay.
And that was my 5th CS. And at that time, yung gagaling lang namin from Canada. Walang-wala kami, wala masyadong savings. And wala pa ring work kasi nga kauuwi. So parang we were starting from scratch. And then nabuntis ako. So parang people were saying, bakit kasi hindi nagplano, or basta ang dami lang sasabi. And then miscarriage nga ako. And I felt na it was my fault because I was, yung parang bothered yung thoughts mo. And I felt talaga na I killed my baby. And then for a time, I got a little depressed. I went to the US for some time. And dun sa US, dun ko talagang inisip na, you know what? From now on, I will never listen to anyone's opinions anymore. This is my life. It wasn't my fault. Pero I believe kasi in law of attraction, and yung thoughts mo talaga has an effect on your life, on your reality. So, nagbago ako ng mindset. And then, I embrace na talaga na my life is my own concern, my own domain. Ako lang yung makakakontrol niyan. It's through my thoughts and my actions. So I shouldn't mind other people's opinions anymore. It's my life. So parang I took charge. And lahat na ng aspects ng buhay namin mag-asawa, kasali na. So that included homeschooling already. So marami silang sinasabi against us, yung mga dapat enroll mo na yan, kawawa mga kids and all. But you know what? After that incident nga, again, turning point yun in my life eh.
Mm.
I will never listen to anyone else's opinion anymore. Kasi,
Mm.
yun nga, I will just be affected negatively, di ba? Kasi
Yes,
parang
yes. Oo.
dami
Track.
mong
Oo.
iniibigan, di ba? So, hindi na. So, since then, naging maganda na. Kasi kami na lang mag-asawa. And parang it's fine naman na if you don't listen to them. Kasi, in the end, talagang kayo lang eh. Hindi
Mm.
naman sila yung papakain sa mga kids, di ba?
Yes,
Hindi naman sila yung
yes.
bibigay ng pera sa iyo. So, kung ano man yung mga advice nila, we just let them. It's okay. Kasi naman, sometimes, they mean well. Pero,
Mm. Yes, yes.
kailangan mag-drive dun sa what you want. And, yun.
Um, what were the points that you both considered, you and your husband? Did you sit down and talk about it? Kasi, independent homeschooling is challenging enough, but to unschool your children, it's
Mm-mm.
another matter. So, what were the things that you talked about and discussed before you decided to finally go for it?
Okay, number one is yung finances or lack thereof. Kasi nga,
Okay.
at that time, we didn't have much. And we wanted to start our journey from zero to multi-millionaryo. Yan ang yung tagline namin. And with
Oh, I
five
love
children, it
that.
was easy to do. So we started with taking off the biggest expense, which was the private education. Kasi sabi
Mm.
namin, kulang-kulang na nga eh. Tapos, papatuition ka pa ng private school dyan, di ba? Parang ang
Mm.
hirap. So sabi namin, how about tanggalin natin yan. We
Mm.
do homeschooling, we do unschooling para makakatipid tayo. Pero it doesn't mean naman that education will suffer. Kasi iba naman yung education sa schooling, di ba?
Mm.
Education is, parang teaching
Yes,
them,
I agree. I agree.
knowledge, di ba? That's different eh. So, sabi ko, sige, wala silang experience for formal schooling, pero we will educate them, no? And
Yes,
that's
yes.
it.
Oo.
Kaya, nung nakatipid kami dyan, binuhos na lang namin sa investments, inopen namin sila ng mga kanya-kanyang investments, and that's what we did. We just grew that. And the second consideration was, again, yung happiness. Kasi since our family practices law of attraction, we felt that we had to give more weight on the happiness of our children and not to let them go through some of the bad memories we had going to school as kids.
Yes,
Like
yes.
bullying, di ba? Si JJ was bullied in Don Bosco when
Mm.
kasi siguro makulit, no? Tsaka bagong salta, Inglesero, ganyan.
Oo,
At saka yung mga
oo.
terror teachers, di ba? We didn't want them to experience that. And
Yes, yes. Oo.
sobrang dami ng assignments, then playtime. I learned kasi that the study time pala for kids should not be more than 4 hours. Dapat parang
Yes, yes.
I didn't know that before. So, ayun. And another consideration was the fact that there are numerous ways of learning.
Yes, yes.
Other than just through standardized testing. And that
Yes.
different learning styles.
Mm-mm.
So, kung hindi magaling sa math, it doesn't mean he's bobo. Makula lang
Yes,
yung
yes.
test, diba? Which is, of course, another consideration kasi we have observed na our kids, they learn more when they're interested in what they're doing. So,
Yes,
yung mga
yes.
considerations namin, kaya sabi namin, siguro, let's just try this and experiment. That's the word talaga, experiment on our kids. And if it will work, edi well and good. If it doesn't, then pwede naman mabago pa din, diba? Kasi nga,
Oo,
experiment.
that's right. Yes, yes. Oo. Personally, mahirap naman din talaga in a way. It's a little challenging to go back to the mainstream because iba nga yung pathway. And DepEd has imposed so many requirements, so many processes for a child to be able to go back to
Yeah.
mainstream school. Unlike in the US, I learned from, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Marla Taviano. She's an unschooling mom. She spoke in one of the EFL conventions. And I read her book, and she said, well, she went back kasi to the US from Thailand. They spent years in Thailand, if I'm right. Basta Asian country. And then they went back to Thailand. All they did was they gave their youngest, kasi her youngest daughter na lang talaga yung, well, she wanted to go to school, to mainstream school. So when they went back to the US, the school just gave her an assessment test. And she was just
Yeah.
put in her grade level. And what she
Yes.
just recommended, I think, us programs to join so that she can start keeping up with her peers. Pero hindi katulad dito na ang bigat-bigat ng process, parang you really have to prove Now you are just like everyone else, which is so opposite from the principle of homeschooling, which is every child is unique in their
Yeah.
own special way. They're designed differently. So, kasi I learned that you also went through ALS. For those who do not know, ALS is the alternative learning system offered by the Department of Education for out-of-school youth. So yun yung definition nila niyan. So did you take a leap into ALS right away, or was it only because you were looking for a way to go back to mainstream?
Actually, ako I didn't even know about ALS until JJ was already 17. A
Ah,
friend of ours mentioned about CCF's ALS education. Didn't know about it. So,
okay.
sinali namin doon, sabi ko, pwede nyo ba isali to si JJ? Pero talagang ang plan namin was mag-college na lang after. I didn't know the process kung paano diretso sa college.
Hmm.
For the kids naman kasi, yung three namin na kids, they're Canadians eh. So we were thinking, pag magka-college na sila, balik na lang sila doon na sila. Kasi
Yes,
nga,
yes.
in Canada ganun lang din. Parang nung nag-inquire ako on how, sabi nila, they have to be there and take the exam. And that's it. Pero dito, I didn't know about ALS. So, nung si JJ, parang experiment lang yon, nag-join siya doon, kila Brother Dan. And then may graduation din. So, like, okay pa, ito pala yung ALS. And then nung inaral ko na, ganito pala yun. Ito pala yung dapat gawin ng mga anak ko. Mag-ALS sila.
Inabutan niyo ba yung until the 12th grade ng ALS, or hanggang 10th grade na lang din yung inabutan niyo?
Si Kuya, siya yung part siya nung last batch na diretso sa college.
Ah, okay.
2018 yata yun eh. Actually, yung first exam niya, binagsak niya eh. Kasi that was the ALS na daw, sabi, parang tinagalog yung mga questions.
Oh,
Parang
yes. Oo, I
meron
remember
yung year na yun. Tapos parang bumagsak siya ng, I think 2 points? I don't know, basta ang konti lang. Tapos sabi ko, kung 2 points na, hindi ako pwedeng na lang, parang kung ano lang yung binagsak niyang subject.
Oo.
Diba? Since Tagalog, so I don't know, panang system nila. Pero he took it again. Pero the next time that he took it, inaral ko na talaga siya ng Tagalog.
Oo.
I-review kami palagi about yung mga essay, tapos I made him understand yung how questions are being asked. Pero kasi, naku sis, alam mo naman sa yung curriculum ng Filipino, kahit na ano, hindi natin masasagot. Meron
Yes.
ano yung word ng saranggola? Na iba yung, hindi siya saranggola, iba.
Ay, hindi ko alam. Saranggola lang yung alam ko.
Ano to? Hindi ko siya alam. Yung pala saranggola daw yun.
Yes, malalim siya. Kasi we tried ALS for a year. But we found the Filipino subjects kasi I don't know if it's the same before. But now kasi parang 3 of the tests are in Filipino. Well, at least during the time that we took it, 3 of the tests daw will be in Filipino. So kailangan mag-aral ng Tagalog talaga. And my kids are English speaking talaga, except for my eldest na natuto na lately. Pero barok na barok. Pero confident naman siya kahit barok. He'd talk to everyone in his barok Tagalog. Okay lang. But I don't think, personally, parang we felt na, hindi papasa. Dahil kahit ako, hirap na hirap akong maintindihan yung Filipino modules. Sobrang lalim. Oh. But how did your children find the modules? Kasi some of them are really interesting. I like that they have the business, di ba? They have business management and accounting.
Na-experience ko lang yung yung makita yung modules dun na sa tatlo. After Kuya na. Kasi yung before yung kay JJ, he was attending dun sa barangay. So I really didn't know. Parang attending classes doon kay Brother Dan. And pag nag-e-exam, so hindi ko naman tine-check yung inaaral niya. Parang inasa namin kay Brother Dan kasi nga may teacher, di ba? So, pero sa 3, nakita ko na yung modules. At saka hindi sila nag-exam portfolio sila eh. Yung dito sa portfolio, I asked the teacher if we could do it on our own. So parang kami na yung nagturo. So parang nag-guide namin sila. Pero yung kay JJ, since he was going to Brother Dan, hindi namin alam kung ano yung inaaral niya.
Okay. So did he give you any feedback on what was it like?
Wala eh. Pero pinapakita niyo sa akin yung mga tests. And
Mm-mm.
again, sa ano nga, more on Filipino. And yun nga, sabi ko, bakit ganito yung mga test niyo? Even I can't answer it. Yung
But
nakita
did
ko
they
yung
enjoy enjoy the experience in ALS?
with Kuya,
Mm-mm.
parang hindi naman namin napag-usapan. Parang
Mm-mm.
okay lang naman. Hindi naman ganun kasi kahirap eh because it's just like a few hours and hindi naman everyday din na pumupunta kami.
Mm-mm.
Pag ano lang, pag grading, yung mag-exam na, yung
Mm-mm.
parang we needed to prepare for exam. So, okay pa din yung schedule namin. So, parang wala namang masyadong change dun sa
Ah,
buhay, sa lifestyle namin with the AAs, with Kuya ha. Hahatid lang namin siya doon and then wala, hindi namin papag-usapan ano yung inaral niya or ganyan. Parang part na rin talaga yan ng buhay niya. I don't know, hindi kasi kami ganun eh. I mean, even now, nung bumalik na itong mga to sa traditional schooling, we just ask them how was school, pero we don't ask ano yung pinag-aralan niyo or ganyan.
okay.
Parang
Mm-mm.
ano, we just let them enjoy. Tapos, they will, kasi ano eh, nasanay na kami na they tell us everything naman. So kapag
Oo.
mga concerns, doon lang sila talagang magkukwento.
Yes.
So
The
kung
more
hindi pa
personal.
ano sa kanila, concern, hindi na napapag-usapan. But I know that they're learning. If you want, I can talk about more on the ALS experience kung pwede ko ikwento.
Oh, sure, sure.
Okay, so again, with the Kuya JJ, di ba sabi ko he was guided by Brother Dan of CCF. So we would just bring him to the learning center in
Oo.
Makati and iwan na namin siya doon and he'll
Mm.
get his assignments. Pero may exam yun eh. So, at saka siya yung last nga na sa batch na would go straight to college. Yun, sila yung
Mm.
2018 yun. And then the following year, we enrolled naman si JM, yung
Second.
yung second child. And then pandemic happened and na-postpone. And then
Mm.
si Brother Danny was also retiring. And then yung DepEd were implementing some changes as well. Kaya hindi natuloy si JM until we were referred to Teacher Agnes, yung current na, who mentioned na pwede naman palang portfolio lang. I didn't know. Kaya
Oh, okay.
na-pending yung second child ko. Kaya
Mm.
na-delay siya ng 1 year. Sayang, sayang
Mm.
talaga. So, ang ginawa ko, nung sinabi ni Teacher Agnes na pwede yung portfolio, in-enroll ko na kasama nung next child, yung third. So, nagkasabay sila. Kaya
Mm.
ngayon, sabay din sila sa grade 12. Although dapat sila,
Mm.
di ba? And then, ito na
Mm.
nga yung fourth child. So now, he just graduated last July. Pero di ba sabi ko, there was an issue about yung qualifications niya daw na the DepEd
Mm.
didn't want him to graduate from junior high school. Tinatanong ko siya, sabi ko, why? Sabi ko, he was accepted as junior high school. You gave him
Yes.
course of junior high school. He finished it. Tapos,
Can pass.
lang bibigay mo sa kanya just because he didn't have any records ng elementary. Kaya talaga I had to argue my case before the supervisor.
Galing
Kasi,
nga. Sabi
eh,
buti na lang may law degree tong si Joey. I was telling my husband,
yeah,
Jay.
yeah, kasi andun ko lang na-realize na iba ang term na homeschoolers sa out of school youth. Kasi sabi niya, oh, kung homeschooling ka, sabi ko, no, 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 we're not homeschooling, we're independent homeschoolers. So, doon ko, paulit-ulit kami ng, when we were arguing. Tapos, doon ko na-realize, alright, ayaw nila yung term na homeschoolers kasi iba yung mag-guide sa atin. Meron tayong sariling policies probably or rules about homeschooling. Sabi ko, no, we are not like that. We are independent. So for the sake of our discussion, can you just call my children or my kid out of school youth? Tawagin na lang natin siyang out of school. And he falls within that term ng out of school dito, no? Kasi, I mean, yun na lang yung inargue ko. Sabi ko kasi parang, tama po ba yung sinasabi ninyo na, what if a 40-year-old comes to you? Meron naman siyang alam, hindi lang talaga siya nakapasok sa school.
Yes, yes.
So, will you tell that person, elementary ka muna bago high school? Eh di ba ang purpose ng ALS was to give certification so that you can apply for jobs na.
Yes, yes. Parang GED ba?
Oh my God, like, what's the use? Anyway, nanalo naman tayo, pero yun na,
Yes.
I did have to take the risk naman for my youngest kasi
Oo.
Jamie is now 12. Ang
Oo.
elementary starts at 12. So sabi ko, sige, enroll ko na nga siya ng elementary. So I think now, because nga iba-iba sila ng implementation eh. So I
Yes,
now
yes.
dapat to go through the elementary level.
Sa ALS.
ALS, yes.
Oo. So how is she taking it?
Ano pa, mag-start pa lang. Ngayong September.
Okay, this year. Oo. You have highly accomplished kids at such young ages, and I'm so impressed that they are speaking to people who are not even within the generation anymore. They're like higher, di ba? How did you get to that? Can you tell us more about your kids?
All right. Well, I can attribute that sa practice naming mag-asawa ng law of attraction. My
Okay.
husband and I were journeying to self-growth and mastery.
Mm-mm.
And studies and research that we have been doing, we have become sort of non-conformist. We didn't care about what the society dictates, and we focused more on what we really wanted for our family. So, nag-experiment kami with our kids. So, since we lived in Canada and we were exposed to the Western culture, we wanted to copy the good that we saw. Hindi naman lahat kasi maganda. Diba? Meron
that's right.
ang Pilipino lang. So, isa doon, yung pagiging independent at an early age. So the kids there are expected to already get a job at a certain age. So be financially independent at age 16. So sa kids na, we said we wanted to implement that too. Kaya lang tayo kasi mga Pinoy, we baby our kids too much, diba? Like we don't expect them to work at that age kasi we wanted to focus on their studies lang so that they will graduate. And when they graduate, they will work, and then still we don't oblige them to pay for their own kit. Nakasandal pa din sa atin. Baby talaga, di ba? And ako, baby ako. Hanggang college of law, nanay ko yung nagpapakain sa akin.
Ako rin, actually, until I got married, pinapakain pa ako ng parents ko.
Kaya tuloy, yung cycle ba na most parents, when they grow old, wala man lang silang naipon na retirement fund. Why? Kasi they give everything to the kids. Na kahit may work na, married na, with kids, with apo, they still help them out. So in a way, it's okay, but there's a downside and that's not preparing them well sa mundo. You want the kids to at least be self-reliant, self-sufficient. Learn life skills more than academics. Kaya with JJ, his first job was with UNICEF at the age of 16. You know, yung na nag-aalok ng donation by commission yun. Yeah, so what I did was to help him present sa mga colleagues ko in Sun Life. I would call mga branch managers, pwede bang anuhin niyo si JJ, bigyan ng slot dyan para makapag-present. So, na-practice na siya, no? So, and then at 18, nagano siya, I had him apply sa call center. Kaya di ba? Parang one day application. Sabi ko, wow, ang galing ng anak ko. Kasi naman, di ba, call center, Englishero. So, kahit hindi pa siya, graduate, nagtrabaho na siya. And then, I coded him sa Sun Life. So, pinagsasabay niya yan lahat. And then, I asked him to resign na rin sa call center kasi ang baba ng sweldo. And he was assigned graveyard shift. So, I felt it was important to sacrifice. So, napunta sa life. Si ate naman, she started working dito sa US-based realty firm when she was 18. Kaya medyo late na, but that's still okay kasi as long as she's earning, sabi ko, okay lang yan. She's been with that company for 1 year na and she has been promoted 4 times already. Medyo kawawa lang kasi she's working at the same time studying kasi may senior sila. And yung niya 4 to 9 p.m. sa school. And then when she gets home, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. naman yung sa work. Kaya kulang yung tulog. Again, that's fine. Sacrifice yan, sabi ko sa kanya. And then si Jack, yung third, wala pa ding work, but he has been showing potential sa IT. He's doing sort of...
Wow, that's a very, very demanding. Diba?
IT guy ang tawag ko sa kanya. So he's doing like volunteer work sa isang gaming group on Facebook where he edits posts but using HTML coding ha.
Wow.
So yun, genius siya, tsaka nerdy. So I just let him do what he wants to do. Then yung fourth naman, si Jake, he's celebrating his birthday today. 17 na siya.
Happy birthday!
Ito yung my YouTube channel and he has earned about mga $3,000 na.
Wow! Tell us how you did it.
Siguro, interest lang niya eh. Nag-edit siya ng videos. Ay, alam mo, pag pinapanood namin yung video niya, hindi namin talaga mag-gets.
That's true.
Ibang mga bata ngayon, minsan mag-asawa talagang Hindi na kami makasabay sa mga
Yes.
pinapanood nila, ganyan. So, sabi ko,
I
ibang-iba
admit
talaga
that.
mga bata. But anyway, as long as he enjoys doing that, we let him. Kasi that's how they learn eh. You let them do what they want. As long as
Yes,
hindi
yes.
nakakasira naman sa kanila, di ba? And then yung bunso, ito si Jamie, she's 12, pero noong pa yan nag-iisip ng paano niya ibebenta yung mga arts niya. So, andun siya sa, yung thinking na she wants to earn, pero hindi niya alam kung paano. So, sabi ko, enjoy lang. And naiinggit na siya sa ate ngayon. Kasi yung with the ate pala, and even the JJ. Pero more on sa ate ko na implement. Kasi JJ, he gives us everything eh, all his sweldo. Si ate, sabi ko, implement mo yung 10-20-70 rule ni Brother Bo Sanchez. 10% goes to God, 20% savings, and then 70% is your parang expenses. Eh sabi ko, but since you're still living with us and you don't have any expenses, balik ta rin mo, no? Switch mo yung 20 and 70. 20% lang yung sayo, yung panggastos mo. And then the 70% is save mo. So that's what she's doing. And then yung 20% niya, I don't care kung saan niya dalahin yan, but she enjoys it. Tapos everyday may Lazada delivery. Oh, mga dresses niya, shoes niya, mga hindi siya mahilig sa
Oh,
branded, ang mumura.
oh.
Pero she
Mm-mm.
enjoys spending her money. Tapos naiingit na yung bunso. Kaya sabi ng bunso, Mami, can you pay me, parang I will be your social media manager. Pay me, like, sige, I'll pay you 1,000. Basta everyday mag-post ka. Sabi niya, hindi na 1,000, just 200. Parang enough lang to buy whatever she wants. Parang every month ko na sabi ko, grabe, 200. Gano'n na, basta nakakatuwa na they have that. Alam nila na, and I always tell them, you have to find a job. It
Yes.
doesn't matter kung it's your passion or not.
Oo.
Sabi ko, kunyari, drawing sila. Eh, wala namang trabaho about drawing. Sabi ko, look at ate. She's also an artist, but now she's working sa realty firm. And now she can fund her hobbies. Ano yung hobby niya? Yung art niya. Sabi ko, you need money kasi eh. Although,
Yes. Oo.
pero mas better if you earn it on your own. Tsaka, that's how you learn talaga. And we just wanted them
Yes,
to
yes.
like,
Oo.
life skills.
I agree. I agree. And I love that. Even my children have been working since they were, I think my eldest 11 because he got into professional theater. Pero hindi kasi siya consistent. So, ang sinasabi ko lang sa kanya is like, you need to find a stable source of income. Especially now that you're 18, hindi na pwedeng, you need to really find a more stable, consistent source of income to fund your passion. Kasi it's a passion career. Wala ka talagang, unless you go to the US or the UK, di ba? And you have a breakthrough in a career. Pero yun nga, I agree with that. Kasi dito sa Pilipinas, honestly, parang when we make kids work, parang it's frowned upon. Na parang,
Yes.
oo.
Oh my
Although
God, yes.
meron din kasing abusadong parents talaga dito. The DOLE, Department of Labor, they were telling us, kasi pag performer kasi kailangan may working child permit eh. So they
Ah,
were telling us na meron daw talagang mga ah,
parents.
parents na ginamit yung walang natira dun sa bata tapos hindi na nakapag-aral. Eventually, nawala yung career tapos hindi na nakapag-aral kasi naubos ng parents. So meron din kasing ganun talaga. So just to balance things out. Pero it's frowned upon na kawawa naman, nagtatrabaho ka agad, ang bata-bata. Parang,
Yeah,
no,
true.
they're
Even
being
my mom. Even my
educated.
mom was saying that to me. Sabi niya, ikaw nung time mo, hindi naman kita di ba? Parang you
Oo,
were
oo.
on your studies. I didn't want you to do any household chores, ganyan. Sabi ko, yes, mom, pero look at me now. Nahirapan ako when I got married.
Yes, yes.
Parang I just wanted them to be independent na. And sabi ko, hindi naman dahil inaapi namin siya, no? Pero basta, iba kasi yung way of thinking nila.
Early.
Sa atin, ang purpose natin is to just teach our children.
Yes.
Ako naman kasi, I appreciated the fact na she just let me study, ganyan. Pero ang tamad ko. Ang tamad ko, tsaka hindi,
Yes. Oo,
parang ang
tsaka,
lambot.
di ba, nung generation natin, we were thinking na, saka pa ako mag-work after graduation. Di ba? Hindi katulad ngayon na with the homeschooling communities, meron na tayong mga ganyan na I actually know someone na nag-apply siya at the age of he was just turning 16 that time. He applied for a job in a shoe store. And sa iba parang, ay, ginawa mong salesman or something. Alam mo, supervisor na siya ngayon, ha? He got promoted in 1 year. Sa akin, parang ang galing-galing nga eh. Kasi, he took it upon himself to work in an establishment all on his own at a very young age. He's learning so much about sales and marketing, which is a very important skill, di ba, in life.
Sa amin kasi, sis, we just really focus on our kids being happy. Very important sa amin yun. Because as you know, di ba namin ang mga nagsusuicide? And yung
Yes,
mga parents always controlling their children, even the courses that they take. Sabi
yes,
ko, we didn't want that. We just wanted them to be happy and pursue their own passion. And we didn't care about the diploma or degree. Ever
Yes.
since sabi namin yan, it's okay if you don't want to go to college. Ang importante sa amin is you're doing the thing that you love, pero not necessarily na wala ka talagang alam sa mundo. Kasi yung formal schooling, yung college degree, parang iba rin naman yan sa education. Sabi ko sa akin, in my case, I have 2 degrees, 2, business and law. Pero I didn't know about this financial mga topics na to until I became a Sun Life advisor. Tapos doon na ako nag-seminar. Ang dami kong mga natutunan. Now na, matanda na ako. Nasabi ko,
Yes.
kung ang career ko is being a financial advisor, I should have learned this during college. Para ito na yung work ko afterwards. Hindi yung kung saan ka nag-work, tapos doon ka napunta na path, doon ka palang, doon mo aaralin yan. Kasi ang dami ng mga seminars about it. You're parang mastering it, di ba? Sabi ko, dapat sa college yan nangyari. Hindi kaya lang sabi ko sa kanila, sabi ko, education is different than just yung degree.
Yes.
Sa Pilipinas, very important sa atin, heavy yung degree, yung diploma,
Yes.
graduated. But sabi ko, iba yung education. And education is what we wanted for you. Kaya nag-Tony Robbins kami. Did you know, when we attended Tony Robbins in 2018, kami mag-asawa muna. Sabi namin, 4 days yun eh. Sabi namin, ito na yung college education ng mga anak natin. They will attend this and this is it for them. Kasi from there, hindi pwedeng you will stop eh. You will still have to grow. You will want more of whatever was taught there. Talagang you will delve deeper into yung mga topics niya. Kasi it's about handling obstacles, managing your emotions, and which is very important in life.
Yes.
So, dyan mga nagtatrabaho, college, at nagmasteral, doctor, ano ba yun? Ang dami nilang mga pinag-aralan and yet, pag namatayan, biglang depressed, biglang magpapakamatay. Sabi ko, what is that? Sabi ko, it's useless. If meron kang magaling ka sa academics, pero when it comes to life, hindi mo master yung life mismo. I mean, diploma is important, but not as important as the happiness and fulfillment that they feel. And these ways to learn talaga. Yung continuing education na sinasabi nila pertains to upskill or mastery of a certain topic or craft. So why learn trigonometry when your course is business or arts? As a business
yes, I agree.
Marketing, diba? And there are certifications naman. So, yun, dun kami talaga nag-focus. Sabi namin, hanggat wala pa silang alam, hindi pa nila alam yung talagang gusto nilang kunin in college or in life, mag-college sila. So, si JJ ngayon, hindi niya pa alam talaga kung anong gusto niya. Sabi ko, sige, very important na meron kang degree. So, nag-aaral siya ng college. Pero yung pangalawa ko, sabi niya, ayaw na nga niya mag-school. Yung gusto niyang gawin eh. Pero sabi ko, not until you're very sure. Fall back lagi yung diploma. Kasi sabi ko, lalo na kung nandito tayo sa Pilipinas, titingnan nila lagi resume.
Yes, no?
Canada na. You don't need a resume. You just need yung skills na hinahanap nila. Diba?
Yes. Oo, totoo yan. Because kasi my husband and I, we were musicians for the longest time. I was, for 13 years, all I did was sing. But I was a college graduate. I didn't use my my degree for a long time. And then when we decided to stop, buti na lang, merong nag-open na Australian company and they needed a writer. Yun lang actually ang skill na in-offer ko, the writing. But I didn't know so much about other things. what my current employer did was he interviewed me, and he just wanted to see what my personality is like. He asked me certain questions, parang situational. I don't know how would I deal with this and that. And I guess I satisfied because I satisfied his what he wanted to know because for 10 years I've been with them na. So ganun nga, iba kasi talaga. Alam mo, it's so great to, buti na lang na nag-open na web. That it's no longer, just local opportunities now.
Yes.
Because napakaraming opportunities online for remote work, working with foreign companies who have a totally different mindset and set of requirements from their di ba, applicants. They're not, alam mo, my boss didn't care about my whatever it is that I completed. Wala siyang pakialam sa bachelor's degree ko. Ang niya is, I wanna see your work. Hiningan ako ng samples of my work. Buti na lang I've been publishing here and there. Alam mo kasi, maano ako, minsan sasali ako ng competition. Ganyan sasali. So I had published works and I sent that to him and he liked my work. Kasi it's really, sabi ko nga sa mga anak ko, it's all about your portfolio. Kasi yung eldest ko talaga, I just asked him recently, kahapon, are you now considering going to university? Kasi he's 18 now but he still has 3 more years to finish kasi nag-delay talaga kami. Sabi niya, no, no plans on that. He just wants to take short programs on this and that and just wants to take. So sabi ko, well, we need to be serious about building your portfolio as an artist and animator, and a separate portfolio for your performing arts experiences kasi yan ang ipepresent natin na kasi naalala mo yung pala, I'm not sure if you remember that Manny Pacquiao, di ba? Di ba it was announced that he completed his degree at University of Makati, and people were questioning that na paano niya natapos yun ng ganyan. And I think, feeling ko lang it's just me, na kasi he was already doing business and
merong ganun.
He was already practicing. Kasi he was already a senator when he completed or senator ba o congressman? He was already in position. So he was already doing the role. So I think that was considered as part of his portfolio.
Merong ganun. Merong certain universities that allow that, na you just show your experiences dun sa course. Tapos, ano na yun, parang credited na.
Yes, di ba? Kasi you're doing it in the actual already. So, ganun.
Dapat madagdagan din yan. Kasi talagang dun sa Canada, ano yun di ba law grads kami, no? When we went to Canada, hinahanapan kami ng experience. Wala, very important.
Canada. Or experience ito.
Yes, yung experience, very important sa kanila. And yung skills, so a-applyan mo. So dito, ang importante sa atin, resume. Kahit wala ka pang experience, doon hindi. They won't care kung high school graduate ka o hindi ka graduate.
Yes.
May experience ka doon sa ina-applyan.
What can you bring to the table other than your diploma? Di ba?
Ang taas ng pinag-aralan mo, pagdating mo doon, di ka rin makahanap ng work.
You don't even know how to answer the questions.
Diba? Parang, magkaiba talaga yung Western culture dito sa Philippine culture. So, ang ginawa namin, hindi naman necessarily talagang doon lang kami tumitingin. No? May mga bad side din sila. Pero, i-adapt mo yung magaganda. So, kuhain sa K-12, hindi never yun magiging successful dito sa atin in US and Canada. Ibang-iba.
Oo, kasi iba nga yung mindset. Dito, the K-12 was just additional academic load instead of preparing. Kasi from my understanding, K-12 in the first world countries is more on life skills. Kasi when they graduate from the 12th grade, they could already jump into the workforce, di ba? They have the necessary life skills to be able to find work and be productive in the society. But dito, more
No opportunities for them. Doon 16 years old, nagtatrabaho na eh. Alam mo yung mga trabaho sa Starbucks, McDo, Jollibee, dapat sa kanila yan eh. Na
Mm-mm.
yan college graduate, bigay natin yan sa mga high schoolers, yung 16, 17, 18. Sa kanila yung mga trabahong ganyan. Sa Canada,
Actually,
ganyan.
meron naman merong
Apart,
second year. Second year lang ang ano. I think McDonald's is at least college, second year college. I think, ah.
yung 16 years old natin dito, walang mahanap na matinong work unless talagang ipasok mo as apprentice or something. Pero dapat yan, si DepEd or si CHED, naka-connect sila kay Dole. Diba?
Mm-mm.
Parang talagang lahat yan mga agencies dito, i-adapt nila yung K-12, gagayahin nila yung
Mm-mm.
in the US. Eh di gayahin nila yung the way, the manner that they were doing it. Binibigyan
Yes,
nila
yes.
ng
Oh.
mga to. After nilang graduate ng grade 12, hindi na
Mm-mm.
nila kailangan mag-college if they don't want to. Diretso yan
Mm-mm.
ang work. Or kaya pwede silang mag-vocational. So meron silang tinatawag na one-year diploma,
Ah,
certification only, or kaya i-pursue nila yung college. But in college, 3 years lang yan, or 2 years na lang.
so,
So kasi iba talaga eh. Parang na-credit na yung ginawa nila until grade 12. Here, tingnan mo, after grade 12, mag-a-apply ka ng college, 4 years pa din.
if you were to look back in your journey, what were the things that you felt you did right? And what were the things that you feel that you could have done better?
Okay. Well, number one is what we did right, ha. I don't know if I can say it here, pero DGAF, I don't give a blank.
Ah, yes, yes. Okay, I
I
get
don't
it.
listen to what other people will say kasi they may mean well, but again, this is your own journey and they're your own kids. You experiment with them. You're the only ones kasi who know your kids best. So don't
Yes, yes.
opinions of other people. So I think yun yung the best. And may resibo na kami eh. They all turned out
Mm.
excellent. So wala na siguro akong parang
Yes, yes, that's
pa
right.
na pabaguhin. I guess yun lang ang advice ko na sa mga new to unschooling na don't compare your kids.
Mm-mm.
Compare your family with other families. Kasi
Mm-mm.
anyway, just trust your own gut feel na whatever you're doing with your kids, they're the best for your kids kasi you know them.
Mm-mm.
Iba yung,
Yes, yes. So,
iba yung lifestyle nila, iba yung passion nila. So, just don't compare. At saka,
mm-mm.
yun na nga, have your own standards and
Mm-mm.
live by those standards para talagang perfect.
Yeah. If you were to look back and were there things that you feel that could have done better?
Wala na. Again, may resibo na.
Yes, that's right.
Mga high schoolers na sila and they're doing well talaga. I mean, so proud talaga na it's not about academics or anything, pero it's really more on the values.
Mm-mm.
Mga bata, they're very respectful, they're loving, they're sweet. Parang ano yung Pinoy, yung although mga Inglesero, pero yung sinasabi kaya nga when it comes to that topic, teka muna, hindi lang sila magaling mag-Tagalog, pero Pinoy yung mga yan, yung values ng Pinoy nandyan. Nagmamano yan sa lolo't lola, may opos sila, and they're very respectful. So yung mga Pinoy values natin, nasa kanila.
Mm-mm.
Tsaka mabait. Hindi mabait na, well, hindi sila lalaban sa'yo, no? They know their limitations. Pero, yeah, ayun na yung resibo namin. So, okay na kami.
So impressed. Before we end, I know that you're releasing videos every week. Is this like a channel or a program? Because I want people to know more about it so they can tune in. I will put the link in the description box in Spotify and in YouTube and in my socials so that people can find it and learn from your family.
Yeah, sure. Sige, I'll share that with you. Meron kami YouTube channel and then mostly sa page ko and dun sa wall ko on Facebook. That's where we have yung It's Time. Ang It's
Yeah.
Time namin talaga naging tagline na namin yan kasi talagang the secret of our success is time. Why time? Kasi we really spend time with the children 24/7. Kaya we were able to really guide them, mold them, monitor them. Bago pa mag-away yan, para kaming courtroom. So na-analyze na namin yung problem. Alam mo yun, as Pero hindi namin magagawa yan kung wala kaming time with
Yes,
them.
yes, that's right.
Talaga yun yung parang kung tinatanong ako ng mga ibang tao, how to be you, spend time lang talaga with your kids. Kami
Mm-mm.
kasi ang dami naming oras with them because we work from home, we're
Mm-mm.
always together, pag pupunta sa kliyente, kasama sila, kasi nga homeschooling di ba? So talagang we're always together. Yung time, very important. Kaya andun may mga times kami na talagang minsan, away kami to the max ng mga bata because of, yung sobra na silang very independent thinkers, no? Pero because we have time to discuss and sit down with them, mga issues and yung mga effects niyan, nagagawa namin for them to like be guided talaga and influence them in some ways. Kasi
Mm.
very important yung influence ng parents
Yes, yes.
sa ibang tao. Yung mga issues na are not normally discussed
Mm.
in within families, abortion, yung
Mm.
sex, yung
Yes, yes.
gay marriage, lahat
Mm.
yan yung mga sobrang mga issues na talagang you won't really discuss with your kids. We do. Kasi
Mm.
we want them to know our stand bago pa nila marinig yung discussion na yan somewhere else. Dahil nanonood naman sila ng di ba? Netflix at yung mga shows na ganyan. So, I don't want them to be swayed ng mga opinion ng iba. Gusto ko malaman muna nila yung stand naming parents. And then they can form their own opinions. Then they can
Ah,
develop critical thinking. Hindi naman namin sasabihin na do this, do that, or think like this.
mm.
No. We allow them to think freely. Pero
Mm.
yun na nga, grounded on sa values na tinuturo namin. So if we are pro-life, of course, you will never say yes to abortion. 'Di ba?
Yes, yes.
So, ganun yung stand namin. And the way that we're teaching our children.
Do you also offer services in, teaching people stocks? Because I'm going to put your link talaga there. Kasi for people like me, talagang I want that kind of learning for our family. Not just learning, but application also. Kasi honestly, I also learned about finance management and investments. I was in my 40s na. And also with Sun Life. I
Oh,
attended with Aya Laraya. Pero, yeah, we've been wala pa kami doon. We're not yet in that level. So I want to learn from somebody who actually knows it and lives it. So
yeah.
so I think a lot of families will also relate to me. So do you offer your service in mentorship?
Yes, pero we don't really charge. Ako kasi natuto ako kay Brother Bo nung sa public speaking. Siya kasi yung nag-start sa akin dyan when I was teaching, when I was still the concierge director for Truly Rich Club, kasi boss ko siya, di ba? So I was teaching our members. Kaya natuto ako dun sa public speaking and then naging Sun Life advisor ako, ang daming training dito sa Sun Life. So what I do is I love talaga lang teaching. So we go to offices, branches, at kung saan-saan pa, we teach this. We give it for free. Ginawa ko na rin na online. So meron kami mga shows. And the way that we really teach it is yung financial house. Kasi
Mm-mm.
parang siyang building your own physical house. Kaya simplified version kasi nga I wanted the kids to understand how we did it. Kaya yung journey rin namin from zero to multi-millionaryo, we're not multi-millions now. We don't have that much yet. Pero yung mga inumpisahan namin sa mga investment sa mga bata, they're gonna be multi-millions in the future for them. No? Kasi
Mm-mm.
ganun talaga, stock market tayo eh. So
Mm-mm.
yun yung journey namin and until now, we're still journeying. Hindi pa yan talagang totally na maayos na yung buhay namin financially, but we're there. Kasi the first thing that you really need to do is just start with learning. More on knowledge lang muna. So we do that. Meron kaming every Saturday, we have a show, 5 o'clock, and then we do Q&A. And then yung
Okay.
sa stock market, we don't do it as much, pero we can. Meron din kaming pre-recorded, but we can teach that. Pero kasi more on stock market, talaga dapat guided sila eh. So I would
Oo.
still parang tell them to be members of Truly Rich Club. Kasi kami talaga
Mm.
guided ng Truly Rich Club with Brother.
Okay.
Kung
Mm-mm.
sa stock market yung topic natin, I would still want them to join Truly Rich Club para may guidance. Kasi yung financial topics, dapat yan iba rin yung mindset mo. Nagiging
Mm-mm.
kasi yung tao. And
Mm-mm.
I noticed that sa some of our members, sabi ko, yung mga tao na stayed with Truly Rich Club, na may guidance ni Brother Bo Sanchez on how yung proper mindset about money, maayos, naging maayos. Pero for those na kinat na nila yung membership nila with Truly Rich Club, hindi na sila na nag-guide ng tama, naging greedy at they jump into other kinds of investments
Ah,
na
mm-mm.
nalugi na sila or something. Kasi nga, greed will always be there when
Mm-mm.
it involves money. So, dapat maayos yung mindset mo, yung puso mo on why you really want to become rich. Yun.
Is
So,
Truly Rich Club open for younger people? Let's say 14 years old, 13, oh, hindi.
understand it. Kung masisimplify siguro yung pag-explain. Ako kasi when I was the concierge director, si JJ yung nagtuturo ng stocks eh. At
Oo.
12 years old So talagang simplified version yung ginawa ko. But I don't know if kung sila attend sila ng mga seminars about it, they might not be able to really understand kasi may mga certain
Ah, yes, that's right. Semantics.
yeah.
Okay, so I will expect the links to
Yeah.
your channels and to your lives, so I could share it with our listeners. Thank you so much, Joey, for your time today. It was such a great interview. I love talking with you, and I'm so grateful for your time. Thank you so much.